This is Guillermo Gomez of St. Louis Color, and I had a recent experience that I'd like to share with everybody, because I don't think I'm the only person that this has ever happened to, or will happen to you if you're not careful. And that is that I got blacklisted from Google at the beginning of this month. I couldn't even Google my own company. I've been in business 30 years. I used to have one of the top 3 positions in St. Louis wedding photographers, for instance. All of a sudden, I was just gone from Google. I don't think blacklisted describes what happens when you're blacklisted from Google. You're gone from Google. You no longer exist in the internet world as far as Google goes, and Google's what, 94% of the search results? So you're blacklisted from Google, you're gone. I'd like to start with a history of my company, and not exactly the history of the company, but a history of the website that I developed from scratch years ago, actually, to some degree when the web was young. And I got the domain name journalistic style, which is .com, which is in itself an achievement, tough to get these days. And it gives you an idea of how long ago this site was set up. I maintain it myself. I know HTML. I do a huge amount of work. I spend many, many hours developing the site, which is in part how I got in trouble. But we enjoyed a very good position on Google. Within the top 3 in the most popular search terms for St. Louis wedding photography in St. Louis. We got lots of visits, maybe 50, 60 visits on some days from Google. Then on October 1st, I decided I'd do a little check. And I found that, lo and behold, I couldn't find me. And I tried some other searches and I couldn't find anything. And I even tried Googling St. Louis Color, my company name, and it wouldn't even come up there. I couldn't even find me at all on the internet. I was floored. You get blacklisted by Google and you're off the internet. Well, this was totally unexpected. I couldn't imagine that it would happen. Unless I had experienced it, I couldn't imagine it would happen. So it does happen. There's a term for it. They call it blacklisting. I had never heard of blacklist by Google, banned by Google, whatever. It's something that's come up in around the last, I'm not sure if it's the last 2 years or the last year especially. And Google is apparently aware of this happening. They sent me a letter. That very weekend I discovered that I was completely off the internet. I got a letter from Google. It said, "Dear Webmaster Tools user, we know having a healthy and well-performing website is important to you. To keep you informed about your site's status, Webmaster Tools will now automatically send you a notification email if there are critical or important issues that we detect with your site." Well, there obviously were. We'll only send you email for issues that we think have significant impact on your site's health or search performance, which have clear actions that you can take to address. Well, I didn't get any notification from Google at all. And maybe I did it 2 weeks before they decided that this was a new issue. My guess is, but it's only an assumption on my part, that this letter is meant to address the fact that they kicked a bunch of people off the internet. That they were getting some feedback that a lot of people weren't happy with all of a sudden being kicked off the internet completely for something that they don't understand. I received no notification, and all of a sudden I was gone from the internet, and it took me several days to figure it out. I immediately called my search engine optimization service, which is Main Street Host in Buffalo, New York. Talked to them about it, and they got to work. I had, in the weeks before being kicked off Google, created multiple versions of my home page. And it was the coolest thing in the world. I had a beautiful slideshow showing on my main page. If you clicked on a link below that, it would show you another version of my home page, but with a different beautiful slideshow. I mean, they're gorgeous slideshows. It's journalisticstyle.com if you want to look. A beautiful album design would show as an alternative on the same page. And then if you clicked again on another link, another slideshow of a beautiful album design would show. And you'd think you were on the same page. Technically, they're labeled Index A, Index B, Index C, and even Index D. Those are multiple versions of my homepage, and I didn't realize it, but that might be the cardinal. Number 1, worst Google sin you can do. Apparently guaranteed to get you blacklisted by Google, because some people use that idea fraudulently to try to get more people. I don't know how they use it. 2 years ago, I was told it wouldn't have made any difference whatsoever. Maybe even a year ago, Google wouldn't have cared. They're cracking down on certain activities. I'm not trying to fool anybody on my website. I'm just trying to show our work in the best light possible. And it was beautiful. In fact, was beautiful. But it got me kicked off Google completely.